So in this video, we'll be seeing about three different aspects of a circle, the three basic terminologies that define a circle. We'll be seeing about what do you mean by arc, what do you mean by segment, and finally, what is the meaning of sector of a circle. So let us start with arc. What do you mean by arc of a circle? As per our previous video, this is my circle. I have a radius, I have a center, right? And you know that a chord is a line that when you have 2 points drawn on the boundary of a circle, say P and Q, when you join them, you get chord of a circle. This PQ will act as a chord of a circle. Now, as you can see here, this PQ, the chord, has divided the circle into two parts. One is this one. Say I have a point R here and I have a point S here. One is the boundary PRS and another is the boundary PSQ. Right, we have two boundaries. PRQ, will denote it like this, and PSQ. These two are nothing but the arcs of a circle. So you can say an arc is always formed when a chord divides a circle. This PRQ, since as you can see here, this PRQ has bigger length, so this is known as major arc. PSQ, being smaller in length, is known as minor arc. Right? So this is how we get the arcs of a circle. Now there might be a case possible when the chord is the diameter, right, which divides the circle equally. So this is my center O, this is A and B. Again I have two arcs, but in this case I'll get two equal arcs, right, because since this is the diameter, this length will be equal to this length, right? Hence, when you have diameter as chord of a circle, you'll always get two equal arcs, and whenever you have a chord of a circle, you will always get two arcs. It may be minor arc or it may be major arc. That depends on the length of the arcs available. Have you heard about the term circumference? What is circumference? Simple. It is basically the perimeter of the circle. This total length of the boundary of the circle will be known as the circumference of the circle. How it is and how it is calculated, we'll see it later, but as of now just try to know the meaning that this total length of the boundary of the circle is known as circumference of the circle. Next thing is segment. What do you mean by segment of a circle? Again, this is related to the chord of a circle only. See, I have a circle here. This is my center. This is PQ. Now as you can see, this PQ divides the circle into two boundaries. This arc PSQ is the major arc and this PRQ is the minor arc. But you can also see that the region inside the circle is divided into two parts. One is this part and another is this part. Right? This chord divided the circle, the region inside the circle, into two parts. One is this part shown by dashed lines here, and another is this part which is associated with the arc PRQ. This part is known as, these both parts are basically the segments of a circle. This being bigger in area is known as major segment. This being smaller in area is known as minor segment. Right? Because this is also the major arc, this is the major segment, this is the minor arc, this is the minor segment of the given circle. So you can say that region between chords and either of the arcs is known as segment of the circle, right? Region between the arc or region between the chord and either of the arcs is known as segment of the circle. Now this segment can be major segment or minor segment. Again, if suppose PQ was the diameter, then in that case you will get two equal segments. If this was the diameter, this is my center, this is PQ. In this case, this segment will have equal area to this segment. So now I think the definition of segment is clear. The third thing that we need to define here is sector of circle. What do you mean by sector of a circle? So let me write the definition for you first. The region between an arc, the region between an arc and the two radii joining the center to the endpoints of that arc is called sector. The region between an arc and the two radii joining the center to the endpoints of that arc is called sector. Now read this definition and try to formulate the diagram. The region between an arc and the two radii joining the center to the endpoints of that arc. See, I have a circle. See, this is my center and these are the 2 points PQ. See, this is S here and this is R here. Let me say this PQ will be my chord. So I have one arc here, PSQ, that will be my major arc, and I have another arc here, PRQ, that will be my minor arc. So the region between an arc and the two radii joining the center to the endpoints of the arc. So these are the two endpoints PQ. Let me join it with the center. So the region between an arc and the two radii joining the center to the endpoints of that arc. So basically we are talking about this region, right? This satisfies the definition. So this region is known as sector of the circle. Obviously this part will also be the sector of the circle, but the difference is this is the minor sector and this is the major sector, right? So this is how we define the sector. Similarly, if suppose I have another circle, say the points are here and here like this is the center. If I'll join this and this will be my sector of the circle. And this is how we define the sector. Again, there will be a case when the chord is the diameter itself. In that case, area of both the sectors will be equal only. That is this case. This area will be equal to this area, right? This is, both the sectors will have equal area, and this is how we define sectors.